Hey everyone, it's Phil here. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I would do if I had $0. Let's say my cleaning business is taken away, booking koala that's worth a lot of money is taken away, and I go back to when I was 19 years old, no experience, no money, no connections. What would I do to get to my first $100,000 as quick as possible and then to turn that into millions of dollars? Okay. And I'm going to share with you the strategy that actually thousands of Booking Koala users do worldwide. So it's not just me, but literally people are doing this. You can see this on my channel where I share stories of how someone just went to 150,000 in 6 months. Then someone else did, a mom and son did over 100,000 per month in I think it was their third year or maybe second year. I can't remember. There's so many stories like this. So learn from them as well and from this video. So yeah, you can go ahead and get started and get to your first 100K and then millions after that. So what is this opportunity? Today, that opportunity is in the service industry. The service industry allows you to start a business for literally $0. Yes, you heard that right. $0. And why? How is this actually possible? Many people think that you need, some kind of money. And actually, a lot of people think you need a lot of money to start a business. But in the service industries, so starting things like home cleaning, poop scooping, lawn care, anything that is, in demand can be started for $0. And I'm going to tell you exactly how people do this using Booking Koala. So to do it for $0, they usually do not register their business until they have maybe 5 clients, right? That gives them the feeling that, okay, I've proven this model. I am getting paid. Now let's go register the business. Would I necessarily say do it this way? If your risk tolerance is okay and you want to do it that way, go ahead. I mean, that's completely up to you. This is how some people do it. I'm not saying I would do it or I'm telling you to do it, but this is how they start with $0. And that's why this is possible to do it that way. If you want to be safe, it'll cost you a couple $100s to actually register your business. The worst case, you literally quit, fail, and then you're out of a couple $100. So that is the option right there. However, if you follow everything on my channel and stay committed and see what others are actually doing, where I document these things for you, there's absolutely no reason anybody should actually fail in this business, which brings me to the second point, why service businesses are literally the best businesses to start for a beginner, because they have the lowest chance of failure. It's because of this point here, and that is reoccurring revenue. Reoccurring revenue is so powerful. Here is a clip from one of the interviews we did, and this person literally understands the power of reoccurring revenue.
So having worked at Salesforce, I realized the power of recurring revenue. So Salesforce has annual contracts with thousands of companies, and I just noticed how powerful it is to be able to forecast revenue that is coming in, and that is thanks to subscriptions. And so I thought to myself, I wonder what maybe home service has a recurring revenue aspect to it.
Not only this interview, but I could literally cut out so many clips of people who actually figure this out and understand how important reoccurring revenue is. This is not just in the service industry, but literally the biggest companies in the world try to figure out how can they literally suck out money on a reoccurring basis from everybody, right? There's literally things that I hate that people are actually trying to figure out how to turn them into reoccurring revenue. Like my car that I bought, which is brand new, there's no remote start on the actual key fob anymore because they try to push you to get a app and pay every single month. And it's going to be a brutal future because every company is going to want to do that. But this is why service businesses are so great if you pick a model that has reoccurring businesses. So not only is it good because the chance of succeeding is so much higher, but your business, if it's time to sell it one day, is worth so much more. Okay. And those businesses literally get crazy multiples if you have reoccurring customers. That's key. So again, one, you can start for $0. This is a great strategy. Two, reoccurring revenue. Super, super important if you guys want to succeed and you want to actually scale in an easy way. Okay. The third point is going to be that you actually do not have to perform the service yourself. So a lot of people think that when you're starting a home cleaning company or poop scooping company, lawn care, you actually have to do this service yourself. That is a huge misconception. I'll give you two examples. One, when I started a home cleaning company, I've never done a cleaning myself, and the companies generate over 50 million in revenue. There's literally thousands of Booking Koala users that do it that way. However, there are some that start by doing the actual service themselves. And is there a right or wrong way? I would say so. I would think that if you're doing the service yourself and you want freedom, you want to grow a business, that is the wrong way to do it because you can literally avoid that step. But again, if it makes you feel better and you just want to do it yourself, learn how to clean, how to wash a car, how to do lawn care, things like that. You can do it that way. People do it that way. However, if you are in this to make money, grow a big business, and get to freedom, focus on actually finding somebody, paying someone, and just taking the cut. And another thing that I hear a lot of times is people say, well, you're taking advantage of people because, you're paying them to do work while you're the business owner who's getting, all the money and everything. And that is, I can't even tell you how much of a BS that is, because these people that are literally coming to you, they need money, they want these jobs. And if you grow a company properly, where you pay them well, you'll see literally they want to come work for you. And some people don't even want to own a business. They rather have a job. So don't ever pay attention to that. Don't listen to that. Grow a fun company, a good company that takes care of its workers. And that is all that matters. So again, start properly, outsource the work to somebody else. You'll see you don't have to do the service. You can literally grow faster that way, and you will never have to even know how to even perform that service. You already give this to the professionals that handle that part. You focus on actually growing that business. So this can happen very fast, where you grow a business and hit your first 100K or your first $1 million, and you could scale the business further once you have all the systems in place. And that's the key, right? Everybody that, grows with Booking Koala, they start with systems. And I like to say systems are in various ways and different forms, right? Booking Koala is a system that literally helps you get customers, manage everything properly, get more revenue out of everybody, save you time, which is very, very important. Then again, going back to the point where you hire somebody, that's in a way a system, right? It's a process where you figure out how to hire people, put them on the platform, give them jobs, and that is a system in itself. And a lot of people make huge mistakes when actually setting up this system, right? And I see, them trying to teach their ways, but they don't even know how to do this system. So if you follow my advice, the videos on this channel, where I have so many of them about these topics, you are literally going to build a perfect system where it's going to not take a lot of time to onboard anybody. People are going to love to work for the company, take jobs from you, and you could keep on, focusing on the things that matter, which is growing that business. Okay. So 3 huge points. Another point, which will go with number 4, why this is a great opportunity and why it's so much easier to grow these businesses, because filling up schedules of providers is very easy to do when you have reoccurring services. Okay, so that kind of ties back to reoccurring service again, but filling up the schedules is also something that's very important, because if you don't give enough jobs to people, they complain, right? They need money to survive, and making sure they get enough jobs is key. Okay. And reoccurring services, again, tied with this, goes a long way because it's predictable. You know that, okay, this person signed up for lawn care or home cleaning, poop scooping, and every single week we need to perform this service, or every single month. So now you fill up the schedules accordingly. You know the revenue's coming, and so does the actual provider that's going to do the job. Because if you don't fill it up, and a lot of people choose one-time industries because they're higher ticket items, but that is the wrong way to do things, especially if you're a beginner that's looking to start and have success in the business, because it's so much harder in this concept, right? You might have a couple clients sprinkled here and there, and people are just not even going to talk to you. They're going to quit, or they're going to go to the next company that could give them enough work. This is a huge point that people don't understand, they don't think about, but reoccurring revenue solves this problem. This is, again, why it's so much easier to start and scale this business. Okay. So there's 4 points right there. Fifth point, with AI and everything, this is a very good long-term business that you guys can go ahead and feel safe in, because you're not going to have robots that are going to be cleaning or anything like that. This is going to be a while before they can do that. Okay. So this was kind of like an extra point to make you feel safe that you can grow this long term, and long term is the play here. You guys don't think of making money short term. Grow this business like you want to make money quickly, but at the same time do things properly so that you can make the big money long term. And always, when you grow your business properly, you can sell it for a lot of money down the line. Okay. That's another key about starting with a service, a local service business. Okay. If you guys enjoyed this, give me a like, comment what kind of service you're thinking of starting. This does help the algorithm. It helps more people find videos like this, and it helps my channel grow, which means I'm going to be making more and more videos to help you guys out as much as I can. Okay. Good luck.